Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is January 3rd, 2022. And today, we're going to focus on the US dollar currency index and a very important pattern, a complete pattern that it's just put in. And this is a bearish pattern, and this bodes well for Bitcoin and crypto bulls. All right, if that interests you, then watch till the very end. In addition to that, we're obviously going to look at Bitcoin's price action, look at small time frame analysis, look at some of our favorite altcoins in our watch list, and whatever else comes up. Excuse me. So guys, hope you're having a great day. Hope you had a great day, whatever it is, whenever you're listening to this. And let's get started. All right, looking at the DXY. Let's zoom out on the 4-hourly time frame, okay? Yesterday, I was waiting for this breakdown of the DXY. As I've been talking about for quite some time, the DXY is clearly in a downtrend, clearly been breaking down, okay? And you can see this on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see this on the daily, you can see this on the weekly. Let me zoom out for you. Excuse me, if you're not familiar, this is a clear breakdown, okay? And it's been such since late September, okay? Down and down and down and down and down, okay? Yet and still, we have yet to get any impulsive price action in Bitcoin, okay? Even though the DXY and Bitcoin are historically inversely correlated, okay? Meaning, if you look at a graph of Bitcoin versus the DXY, right, for 10 to 12 years, you'll see that when the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. When the DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up, right? So, given that the DXY has been going down for 3 months, we should expect Bitcoin to go up, right? Or to have been going up for 3 months. It hasn't, okay? This goes back to our argument that Bitcoin and most of crypto is severely undervalued, okay? It is undervalued, and we are expecting a reversion to the mean, okay? And this is in the face of, mind you, most people, news outlets, not most people, but a lot of people, right? Popular media, and also some sort of alternative media sources saying, you know, crypto's a grift, it is a scam, it's not going to do anything for 2023, probably not going to ever do anything, the party's over, all that stuff. You know, bottom signals. Things that you see, you know, ever so often, every few years, when crypto just does what every other action or every other asset class does, go up and down. Nothing goes up in a straight line, okay? You can look at traditional stocks, you can look at cryptocurrencies. Everything has an ebb and a flow. The whole universe happens like that, right? There are always seasons, right? Even in a place where it's in a southern hemisphere, it's always warm and sunny. Even in Australia, there are some colder seasons, rainy seasons, right? I lived in Australia for a little bit, and there were times that it was cold. It was a winter, even in Australia, right? Everywhere, everything, every natural phenomenon has seasons, has cycles. And what we do on this channel is we use Elliott wave theory, which is one such way to read these cycles in markets to just ascertain when it's a good time to buy, when it's a good time to sell, okay? Your average investor, your average speculator, your average person doesn't know anything about Elliott what, okay? They don't know anything about, you know, markets moving up and down. They think you have to understand why people say what they say. The supposition is that if the asset is good, if the asset is sound, then it should go up in value. Going down means something's wrong. They associate a drawdown or a a pullback, right, with wrongness, with dysfunction. And sometimes that's true. But sometimes that's just a natural function of growth. You don't grow in a straight line. You grow in waves, okay? So when we're looking at Bitcoin, when we're looking at crypto, and we see that it's going in waves, and it's been going in waves, and it's been rising for the past 10 to 12 years, people who don't know anything about markets and how markets behave think, oh man, this is over, because their views are myopic, right? They have a very short time frame. There's a lot of ignorance. Even MKBHD, very popular YouTuber, very respected individual, he tweeted something today that said crypto's a grift or something. He tweeted out a YouTube video saying basically crypto's a huge scam, okay? And that's fine. MKBHD has more money than he knows what to do with. And he thinks that. And so a lot of people who follow him are going to think that. All right, I digress. But all I'm saying is this. Let's read the cycles, my friends. Everything has cycles. It's never always night. It's never always day, even in Alaska. Okay? One follows the other. This is what I want to talk about today. Right here. This pattern is very clearly a double three. Very clearly, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, double three is a complex correction, a DXY correction, okay? It's a flat correction. And in this instance, it is, well, a double three or triple three. Any such pattern is an intrawave correction. What does that mean? An intrawave correction means that you have a trend, and within that trend, you have intrawave corrections. You have sort of consolidations in that larger trend, okay? So this is an example of an intrawave correction. This is an example of an intrawave correction. This is another example of an intrawave correction. You see what I mean? But once that intrawave correction is through, you continue to the trend, the larger trend, and the larger trend is down. So this is what I read last night when I was looking at the DXY, and you guys know we use the DXY on this channel as a, our main indicator, because the dollar is what everything is purchased with. And so if the dollar's going down, Bitcoin's going up, relatively speaking, okay? And this pattern clearly jumped out at me. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, okay? That is a complete WXY. I labeled it already, okay? Let's label it by hand as well. Let me remove that. But you can see WXY. I hope you see what I'm talking about when I show you the X, the intervening X wave. It's a 1, 2, 3. It's a 3-wave move. It's very clear to me, okay? What does that tell me? One, that this is finished. Why do I think it's finished? Because every corrective pattern, be it ABC, WXY, WXYXZ, always ends in impulse. And this morning, or sometime today, I don't know when it was. It was last night, okay, into this morning. We clearly got what is an impulse. This is clearly impulsive price action. It's very clear. It's clean. It's strong. It goes in the direction it wants to go, and it doesn't stop. It just boomed up. At the same time, I didn't get spooked because I saw the larger pattern at play, okay? Larger pattern at play is that this is the last wave of this entire flat correction. Now what happens? You do consolidation reversal, and you continue the trend. That is what got me excited. This is the main point that I want to show you that if this pattern, this three-wave flat correction that's lasted since December 13th, so this three-wave pattern that's now lasted about 21 days, 20 days, is finished, we can resume the larger trend, okay? And now, let's zoom out for a second. The larger trend, mind you, is what? The larger trend is this. Okay? And more importantly, the larger trend should set off or initiate, activate this breakdown, okay? A breakdown of this pattern, this head and shoulders pattern, and that's what we're looking for. That breakdown, as far as I'm concerned, is the start of the bull market, okay? The breakdown of this massive head and shoulders pattern that we've been forming since June, okay? And that was the beginning of the consolidation reversal. Remember, if you look at Bitcoin, we're going to look at Bitcoin in a second. Remember that June was when Bitcoin's consolidation reversal pattern began, okay? It just so happens, looking at the DXY, that this head and shoulders pattern began forming in June, okay? This head and shoulders has already confirmed itself. Why? Because to confirm a head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders, you have to break the neckline. The neckline was broken early December, okay? And what happened was you broke the neckline, now you retested it as resistance. This double three WXY complex correction is exactly that retest. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. 3 waves retesting the neckline of 200 days or however long it's taken. I think it's 200 days or thereabouts. It's about 160 days. Okay, so this 160-day head and shoulders pattern is being retested by this double three complex correction. Once that happens, then the next, whoops, did not mean to do that. Once that happens, the next move is this head and shoulders being played out to the downside, okay? I hope that makes sense. That's my analysis. That's been my analysis, okay? Now, did I see this double three? No, not necessarily. I didn't know that we were putting in this double three head and shoulders, this double three complex correction, but it doesn't matter. I knew that what was happening was that we were retesting this neckline. Whoops, what am I doing here? Pardon. That we were retesting this neckline, okay? I thought that retest was finished here. Obviously not, okay? And maybe the neckline is not as high as I think. Maybe the neckline is down here. So this would be the retest. And that's what I'm seeing. This is why I'm saying that the bull market begins upon rejection. And it looks like we're about to reject. And that pattern that I teased in the title of the video is the last pattern. Or it should be the last pattern before this breakout, okay? Or breakdown, whatever you want to say. That is very exciting, okay? So remember, I just want to tie these two things together because the only reason we look at the DXY is because it's so strongly inversely correlated to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, okay? So I just want you to recall or remember this June 28th. The beginning of this head and shoulders pattern, okay? Now we're going to switch over to the Bitcoin chart, and we're going to have a look at Bitcoin, okay? And so Bitcoin is doing something very interesting, or it has been doing something very interesting. Let's first go on the daily time frame, because I really want to reiterate all of that stuff. Look at this, and I've shown you this on the channel for quite a long time. But as you can see here, thus far we've been sideways for about 200 days. But look at this right here. About 144, This is our 160-day thing. Okay? But look at when this started. June, mid-June, thereabouts, end of June, you started this consolidation reversal pattern. And that consolidation reversal pattern, that ties in, that coincides with when you saw that big head and shoulders pattern in the DXY, okay? So this massive head and shoulders pattern on the DXY coincides with this massive accumulation, consolidation reversal pattern that we believe to be a massive consolidation reversal pattern in Bitcoin, which should eventually take the price out of these lows and change the trend, okay, with a breakdown in the DXY. So that is the larger thesis. That is the read. That's been the analysis for quite some time on the larger time frame. Smaller time frame. Here's what I'm seeing. Very interesting. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Smaller time frame. Here's what I'm seeing on the hourly time frame. You can look at this a number of ways. We can look at this in terms of pattern analysis, some type of inverse head and shoulders that broke out, retested, and now to break out again. That is my one. That is an easy read. We've done that on higher time frames. We've done that before on the channel. This typically plays out. We've seen this play out time and time again. Inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest. Every time you break strong resistance, you have to retest it before breaking out in earnest. This is exactly what we're seeing. Keep it stupid simple, guys. This is some of the first things you learn when you start to trade, when you start to read charts. It's just basic pattern analysis, okay? Another way to look at this, a little bit more sophisticated, but, you know, it's just another way of looking at it. It doesn't have to be, one good or bad. It's just different. Is by using Elliott wave theory, okay? And how could I say this? With Elliott wave theory, you can say that you're getting a type of impulse, okay? And let's put this in. Let's try. Let's assume that the impulse is starting here, okay? For a few reasons. Let's not go into all the reasons why, but let's just say that the impulse goes something like this. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what it would be like. Something like this. Something like this. I don't know. Okay. Let's put in the lines. Just another way to look at it. Okay. Okay, and then what we've gotten here is a three-wave correction to that impulse that we just formed. It's possible. Okay? What I like about this analysis is the time component, right? It's about 1 day, 12 hours. About 1 day, 12 hours, 1 day, 13 hours up. And then about 20 hours down. And then if you add the consolidation reversal, Here, we can also read this, and I don't love this count, but this is a possible way to read this. Let me see if this is even valid. I don't even know if this may not be, because we may not have spanned the minimum. Yeah, no. That can't be it. It can't be it. What I just did was I took my purported wave 1 and retracement of wave 2, and I saw that we didn't even hit the 2236, which is the minimum extension for any impulse. So that can't be it. Okay? Whatever this is, I'm not exactly sure. If it is a 5-wave sequence, okay, and I'm just not able to discern what wave 1 and wave 2 are, it can be something like this, okay? Because if you read it that way, and you see this as being your impulse, right? All this, and then this is being your retracement, the time it takes, I think, is more comparable. It's like 1 day, 1 hour here, and then 1 day, 6 hours. So 1 day, about 1 day and a few hours up, and then 1 day and a few hours down. Okay, it's possible. I'm not saying it is, but it's possible. What you could be seeing in Bitcoin is something like this. Okay, this is just another way to read the chart, read what's going on. You're seeing a wave 1, wave 2 situation, and of course, that wave 2 has retraced to a minimum of the 382 of wave 1. 382 Fibonacci retracement level, yeah? And a maximum of the 0618. You see that? So if you look at this as a wave 1, wave 2 situation, whatever this is, let's say it's a zigzag, it's come down to the 0618 of that 5-wave sequence. So it's possible. It's possible that this is what you're getting. But I really like, let's just put the Elliott wave analysis to the side, because I don't know how helpful it is, because it's hard to read. This is 5 waves. It's not very clear. So what I would do, just as an analyst, and if I'm trading this, which I am, I would just keep it simple. Stay with what you know. Okay? I may not know the Elliott wave count of all of this price action, but what I know to a high degree of probability is that this is an inverse head and shoulders that broke up and out and that retested. And that's, so I expect a continuation. Okay? That's it. It's that simple. So this retracement right here is perfect as it retests the neckline here. And I think yesterday on stream I said that because this retracement, if we had continued from here, I expected us to go not too much further until we came down and retested this level. But the fact that we're retesting this level already here means when we do go up, we can go up and not have to worry about coming back down to retest this level, which I think is great, okay, personally. So that's in a nutshell what I think is going on with Bitcoin, okay? Right now it's 554, as you all know. The DXY, US Dollar Currency Index, stops trading at around 5 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it starts trading up again at 7:30 for pre-trading and 8 p.m. right for the next day's trading. So this is kind of stuck, but I do expect this to play out and for us to finally get the start of the bull run right here. So that's extremely exciting, and it is pretty much what everybody's waiting for. We've been sideways, we've been kind of stagnant, it seems, for so long, but now the DXY is showing us it's very likely to break down from that retest of the massive head and shoulders that we've been forming since June, okay? And likewise, Bitcoin is looking like it's just finished retesting crucial support, right? to break out, at least on the short time frame. Okay, so now what I want to do with the rest of the time is go in to some altcoins and see what they're looking like, right? Because what's interesting is when you look at the altcoin market, you should see confluence. You should see similar aspects of their charts saying the same thing, right? Not exactly the same. Nothing is exactly the same, but everything kind of rhymes. So if Bitcoin is preparing for a breakout, I suspect they would as well. Okay. Let us go to Ethereum, okay? So let's go back on the hourly time frame. And what do you see with Ethereum? Similarly to Bitcoin, you broke out, okay? You had some consolidation, okay? A clear neckline. You broke out of that and you retested it. Very, very great sign for continuation. That's essentially it, okay? We can look and try and read Elliott waves here and really, get into the weeds. But at the end of the day, I believe the best analyses are the simplest. And so here, you just use simple pattern analysis. We see that this resistance has been broken to the upside, retested as support, and we're likely going to experience a breakout. Our stochastic RSI momentum indicators are saying the same thing, showing us a breakout or oversold nature of the price action on the hourly time frame, as well as the 4-hourly time frame. So all of this is very good if you're bullish for Ethereum. Okay, Litecoin, a little more bullish than your average asset, because here looks like you've broken this resistance up here, okay, and you haven't come all the way down to retest it, okay. You may continue up a little more before retesting it, if at all, okay. I don't know if this is significant resistance enough to retest. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But it looks like Litecoin is preparing to move higher, at least in the short term. Okay. Algorand. Look at this. Guys, this is one that has been moving quite steadily and silently for the past few days, okay? It's just been a straight line up. That's very, very good. Very bullish. You're obviously making higher highs and higher lows. I expect it to continue after this consolidation, this intrawave consolidation right here. Okay? Here, Dodo is a simple case of retesting resistance as support. Okay? Kind of like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think this is quite clear. Right? You had this, sort of inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest, breakout. That simple. Dogecoin, same thing. You see this inverse head and shoulders? We were looking at these quite a bit on the channel, and you can say that the neckline is down here a little bit. Breakout, retest, breakout. Simple. Reserve rights, same thing. You're seeing a lot of inverse head and shoulders, breakout, retest, breakout. Very great sign for continuation to the upside. Very bullish. Synthetics, same thing. Inverse head and shoulders, breaking the neckline, but here the retest is a bit shallow. Now, is this retest ever going to come down here? I wouldn't bet on it. One thing I don't do is expect dollar retests, meaning pinpoint specific retests in a bull market. If the retest is shallow, so be it. Okay, this looks like a bit of a shallow retest here. You came out, shallow retest, maybe you continue, and you don't ever see these levels. Highly possible. Highly probable, rather. Everything's possible, but we look at what's probable. Okay, dent. We looked at this before. This is clearly a coiling B wave. Okay, some sort of triangle that is looking to break out. And if it does break out, I do expect it to go by quite a lot. Okay, the last time it broke out, it went up some 80%. So I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up just 100%, something like that, after a move out of this consolidation. SHIB looks like it is doing consolidation reversal slanted, very bullish. This is not a triangle, but this is an up slanted consolidation reversal channel. Okay? A wave, B wave, first degree. A wave, B wave, second degree. A wave, B wave, pivot, breakout. Okay? The fact that it's slanted means it's really bullish, means supply is exhausted, means the demand is, there's too much buying pressure here. So this channel that you typically see horizontally, right, like this, is now diagonal. That's it. That's all that's going on here as far as I'm concerned. Cardano, kind of the same thing here. You're seeing these diagonal consolidation reversal patterns, okay? And the reason you see these is because the asset is really bullish. And that's it, guys. I am expecting a breakout very soon for the reasons I've stated in this video. If you've gotten value, please like, share, and subscribe. And that's pretty much all I have. Unless anybody has any questions, I'm going to be waiting for this DXY breakdown here. Okay? And that breakdown is going to be epic because, as I see it, it's not just going to be a small breakdown, but a breakdown of the larger head and shoulders pattern that we've been forming in the DXY since June. Everybody that tells you, or that it's told you, that crypto is dead, that's not going to do anything for 2023, that it's a scheme, it's a grift, once price starts to appreciate, those people start changing their tune. It's interesting, though, because is crypto valuable only because the price appreciates, or is it inherently valuable because of the protocols, because of the new ideas that it offers to our financial space? Okay, those are the questions you should ask yourselves, and I think those people criticizing the space as a whole just because of some bad apples, some bad exchanges, some bad actors, some scams. Yeah, there are quite a few scams in crypto, but does that mean the whole thing's a scam, right? Do your own research. That's a question for you to answer yourself. But I don't think it is, obviously, and I'm still here. I'm still going to be here, and I do think the price will appreciate, and that when the price does appreciate, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not a scam, or things that were scams are no longer or cease to be scams, because even scams appreciate in price, right? Just be careful, do your own research, do all that stuff that we say on the channel all the time. Do your due diligence. If it's fundamentally risky, then there's no point. There are 20K plus, 20,000 plus altcoins to choose from. There's no reason to choose a Solana. There's no reason to choose a Luna Classic to trade. You don't need to. Just pick something that's fundamentally stable, that's not mired in all this controversy. And that's it. Yeah. Great luck. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.